Crypto markets are showing life across the board, and some projects are getting more love than others. Helium and HNT have been outperforming, even being significantly off its all time highs. There's no telling how long this optimism will last, or if this is the start of another leg of the bull run. But let's see where HNT stands today from a technical perspective and see what we should be on the lookout for. We will also take a look at a new company to join the Helium community, this one being even more interesting than all the rest, since they consider joining Amazon's Sidewalk platform as well. Let's take a look. Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here on the Crypto Compound channel. Thank you for being here. Please hit the like and subscribe if you have not already on the way in. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at these charts from a more technical perspective. I think there are two ways we can interpret this price action over the last few months. Of course, considering the overall crypto markets, especially Bitcoin, which plays a huge role in the movement of coins like Helium. So first, we can look at what I've drawn here. You could ignore this small channel here, which is just showing a previous price drop, which now looks rather unimpressive. But we can see here I drew two Fibonacci retracement graphs here, and I'm highlighting the space between the 618 and the 786, which I tend to believe are the most respected of the Fibonacci levels. And when looking at this chart, I think that also applies here for Helium. Of course, with this setup here, from this swing high to this swing low, we haven't made our way into testing this level again. But if we look back here a few months ago, into early April to late April, we went from a swing high to a swing low, and we came all the way back and we retested this area here. And you can see that there was a lot of consolidation and bouncing of back and forth between these levels, and it ended up failing, and we came tumbling back down here to new lows, which we then retraced up to new all-time highs. And from then we saw greater FUD hitting the crypto markets, and Helium was bought down with the rest of them. And we came down here to a new, just a newer low, and now we are recovering back, and we are currently right here in this $13.20 range. And we actually happen to be, this is not part of the Fibonacci here. This is just a very interesting channel because we can see there's always a lot of congestion here. I would consider this an accumulation zone for Helium. We can see that it's been in play for quite some time. There was a lot of accumulation here, a lot of HNT trading places here as well, and especially here before we reached these more recent lows, there was a lot of accumulation here. So now we are currently retesting this area, which is very interesting. As this video is being recorded, we're sort of in the middle of it. Now it's going to play a huge role in the next few days which direction we move through this channel. Now if we do break up, this would be the next target. This 1750 to 1950-ish range would be the next target. However, it's not going to be easy to get out of this spot right here. Now there is another way to look at this daily chart here on HNT, and I think that the other way of looking at it is if we remove let's remove this, and we remove this, and we remove these. We'll just move these. We can actually, I think this would be a fair assumption. I think looking at it this way, if we consider, and actually this was just drawn to show a 51% decrease in the past, as an example, to not let fear overtake your emotions when we had this drop here and this drop here. But this actually also looks like, if we zoom out, this also seems like a small accumulation zone here from the $2 and $3 level. This was more the $3 to $5 level. And then we broke out from this range. Obviously, we broke out from this range and came here, broke out from this range right like this, and we can almost look at this entire range here on the daily chart as an accumulation zone. And I think that's maybe even a more interesting take, because look, with large and prolonged consolidations come larger and stronger and more profound breakouts. So I think that this setup here is actually a little bit more interesting to look at. And you can see we've tested these lows here pretty consistently, once, twice, maybe 3-4 times. Obviously here this isn't perfect. There are some closes here below this line, but we had regained, and of course a lot of this price action down here was due to exogenous factors to Helium, such as some China-related Bitcoin news and stuff like that. But if we consider this accumulation zone, I think it's really interesting to see how this plays out. Of course, we had those levels we talked about that are still prevalent and still here. But if we really zoom out and look at it like this, I think that this actually is maybe even a more bullish case for HNT moving forward. Of course, we're familiar with all the good news that's happening, the validators becoming live, all of that really great stuff. But I think that this, if we look at it as a huge accumulation zone, can be really promising and could be taken as incredibly bullish for HNT moving forward. Guys, I also wanted to make a note here. It looks like, I think that as far as I can remember, for every video I've ever made, I do not believe we've ever seen Helium above 66 in coins rank by market cap. Right now, we are hovering at 65, up 26% in the last 7 days. This is an amazing outperformance by Helium. We have been very comfortable in the 70s and even lower 70s. I'm sorry, well, I guess it would be the higher 70s for quite some time. We have made the entrance into the upper 60s, and I think we have officially entered and are getting more comfortable here in the mid 60s, which is just great, really great to see. I mean, if you remember just a few short weeks ago, we were in the 80s and we were there for a while. This is really, really great stuff to see, and very promising for the future of Helium. And I think it really shows that the Helium community is getting more notoriety and it is having more of a presence in the crypto space. I really think it's becoming hard for people not to consider Helium and HNT as one of the most undervalued and promising projects here in crypto. Now, guys, as I mentioned in the intro, there is a new user to the community who recently decided to leverage the Helium network for their own business. And you can see here on Helium's website, there are, of course, the lists of users that are on the platform and are looking to leverage the network for their own businesses, and they see the value in it. However, Barnacle is so new, they are not here yet. So we're going to take a look at this article here from the Helium blog, which outlines some of the very interesting features and remarks from some of the people at Barnacle. This is especially interesting because their decision to join Helium was decided amidst conversations with Amazon Sidewalk, which a lot of previous users of the network had not had the option to explore. So we can see here, they talk a little bit about how Barnacle was started and what they do. Basically, what they're doing and what they're trying to accomplish is to make package deliveries much more efficient. They're trying to make it so that there are fewer lost packages, fewer stolen packages, and they incentivize customers. They incentivize the sellers, the online sellers, to make sure that the package gets there by actually by not charging them for the Barnacle device if it is returned to them, which is very interesting, and I think a lot of customers would really appreciate it. As you can see here, they talk about some surveys they've done, 2,000 packages of theft victims, all sorts of things. And if we scroll down here, we can see how what they're doing is really good, and it helps the entire supply chain and network when we're talking about online purchases and e-commerce. And of course, we know that space is growing exponentially and will continue to do so, or at least for the foreseeable future. Now you can see here that they mentioned some of the very important features of the Helium network that drew them to Helium as opposed to other big tech solutions for this. And you can see here, Barnacle needed an existing, secure, ubiquitous, affordable, and wireless network to connect devices and make the aforementioned benefits a reality. Initially, Barnacle tested Apple's Find My Network and Google Android using mobile devices as network nodes. Barnacle was also aware of Amazon Sidewalk, which offers a more centralized approach to low power, wide area network connectivity. So it's really interesting to see that, of course, Barnacle making this decision, a huge decision in a small and early stage company's life. I'm sure that they met with all of these different providers, Apple, Google, and Amazon, and of course Helium, and really dug into the nitty gritty of who is going to be the best partner, whose network is going to serve Barnacle's customers the best. And as it turns out, even with these big players there like Apple, Google, and Amazon, it looks like Helium was the solution they chose, which is a huge testament to the network and the community of Helium. And you can see here, this paragraph outlines some of the benefits that the Helium network has as opposed to these big tech ones. Of course, the persistent privacy concerns, non-enterprise use restrictions, and corporate bureaucracy made those options unviable. So as you can see, the decentralized and incentive nature of the Helium network really shines through here in making this decision. And as you can see here is one of the more important quotes here from the co-founder and CEO Connor Lewis. We love the Helium model, and especially the tailwind behind it, as opposed to a headwind like privacy, which we see in Amazon's Sidewalk. Again, highlighting some of the key features of the Helium network: affordable, ubiquitous, private, and secure. Really, really interesting company, really interesting story, and an even more promising outcome for the Helium community. As you can see here, I'll put this link below, barnacletracks.com. This is their website. Very interesting company, and honestly a very useful solution to a lot of people's problems. I know I've had this problem in the past, so very excited to monitor this and see how this moves forward. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are on all of this. Let me know what you think about that news with Barnacle. Let me know about what you think about this chart setup and the other accumulation zone chart setup I had. I'm not really sure what the immediate short-term price action is going to look like, but I think over the next week, 2 weeks, month, I think we're going to see a lot of bullish news, a lot of bullish price action, and I think we're going to make it through these two zones. That's just my opinion. Of course, this is not financial advice, but I really think that it's looking good for Helium, and withstanding any major, larger crypto and macro negative news, I think that there's a really good chance that we could make new, fresh, all-time highs within the next month or two. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's something on this chart I'm missing. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. That is it for this video, guys. Thanks for being here. I will see you next time.